Oh, whoops. Hello, Konanda. My apologies. I'm Lulubelle, your maid your Konanda. I'm your maid VTuber Lulubelle. Welcome to Higurashi Chapter 2, Watanagashi. Let's do this. I think you guys can hear me loud and clear. Okay. Welcome everyone. It's finally here, Higurashi. I'm so stoked. I can't wait to see what happens next. Cause we ended off the chapter with just shenanigans. Everyone was just hanging out and having fun. I want to see it. Some action. See if we'll get it this time. Uh-oh. I hope I saved. Alright, let's get into it, everyone. Can you hear the game loud and clear? I hope you can. Alright. Oh wait, before we start, I forgot to... Oh my gosh, I remember listening to this soundtrack so many times. Okay, here we go. Alright, but welcome in everyone. Welcome in CL. Welcome in Style. Welcome in P. And hello to those lurking and those watching VOD. Let's continue this story. I believe this is the mion-centric arc. So I want to know more about her, especially in the visual novel. Alright. Keichi's mom. Keichi, are you home? Oh, you're in the bath. Is that makeup remover? More importantly, what's the matter? Sorry, I have a headache and don't think I can make dinner tonight. I'm terribly sorry, but can you go out to eat with your dad? My mom is a go-get-em superwoman at work, but it occasionally takes a toll on her health. What does your mom work as? We know what dad works at. He's like a artist. But what about your mom? So this kind of situation is hardly a rarity. That's fine, but what will you eat? If it's just for myself, I can probably find a way to scrounge something together. Take care. Keichi! We'll take the car, so hurry up! Dad quickly got the car ready. He must be hungry. He really only moves so energetically when it's time to eat. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. So, where are we going to go eat? I recently found a nice store. Let's go there. My dad usually only complains about things. For him to actually praise something is unexpected. I wonder what kind of place it is that he'd rank it 3 stars. As one who seeks the way of the gourmand, I, Keiichi Maebara, I'm genuinely intrigued. I forget how whimsical the letters are, or the writing is. The headlights of the car cut through the early darkness of the Hinamizawa night, carving a straight path towards town. I have a feeling I know where we're going next. I was pondering where such a gem of the restaurant could be hidden away. It was, shockingly, the family restaurant by the station. Dad? That great restaurant you were talking about. Was this? The words Angel Mort were written on a very family restaurant-esque cartoonish logo. It had the air of a girl-oriented all-you-can-eat cake buffet rather than a proper restaurant. Really? I always thought that it was more like a, to me, it felt a lot like, Denny's. You've never been inside, Keiichi? Come to think of it, I hadn't. There's been some times where I traveled to faraway towns to eat, but returning only as far as Okinomiya Station, there was really no reason to dine out. Home was just a stone's throw away after all. I see, that was the reason I never noticed it before. Oh! We stopped the car in the restaurant's parking lot. It seems like business is booming. There's quite a few cars parked here, But what really amazes me are the license plates. There's a lot of them that can't be from this area. Fukuyama, Nagoya. Well, that's fine. Chiba? Saitama? Opening up my mental geography book, I calculated how long it would have taken to get here via the major highways.
Keiichi, it seems you finally figured out how amazing this restaurant is.
What's the meaning of this? How can so many people How can so many people travel from so far away just to come to this restaurant? Following my dad, I climbed the steps and entered the building. Are we about to see for ourselves? The bell attached to the door clattered as we entered, and a waitress soon greeted us. After confirming our party size and whether we wanted a smoking or non-smoking seat, she guided us inside. Oh, there's a CG for this. Dad ordered 2 of the daily specials. It seemed that they were ready-made, so there wasn't much of a wait at all until our meals were brought to us. 200? This cake is 280 yen. What? This chocolate cake that's behind my head is 300 yen. That's so cheap. The taste was, no offense to Dad, but not so different from your run-of-the-mill family restaurant. We are at Denny's. Okay, if you're just talking about the taste, it seems like normal family restaurant fare.
Who gives a damn about the taste, Keiichi? See, isn't it great?
I see. It just may be that the food might be nothing more than the average. The demographic of the customers was pretty much all men. It may call itself family restaurant, but there wasn't a single table with a family. We're family. I'm with my dad. And yet it was packed. The parking lot was filled with cars from all corners of the country. If they didn't come from far and wide to eat this completely mediocre food, then there's only one other reason. Dad flagged down a nearby waitress.
Excuse me, the dessert that comes with the meal still hasn't come yet.
Whoa! Oh, I'm so sorry.
There's a dessert that comes with the daily combo A. I've been waiting for quite a while.
Oh, it's my apologies. I'll bring it right away. The apparently rookie waitress rushed off flustered.
Dad, could it be this restaurant is...
Did Keiichi not notice? Did that not look like your friend Mion?
Aren't they great? The waitress's uniforms here, I mean...
Keiichi, notice.
Well, what are you doing, Keiichi? My own father never hit me. I'm your son. Listen, Keiichi, I've never come here with impure intentions. That bell and adorant and eccentric clothing... What? It is my artistic muse. I wanted you to feel that. Even you must have yearned for this stimulation, haven't you? Coming here alone, though, is a bit embarrassing. You understand. That's why I dragged you here. Just blame me. Even if you must condemn me, I wanted you to know this feeling. Keiichi!
I see where he gets his intensity from his dad.
I need to take a leak.
My father has always had a bad habit of trying to hide his embarrassment using incomprehensible nonsense as a smokescreen. I wanted to believe that this weirdness won't be genetic. I think it's too late, Keiichi. Continuing his one-sided rambling, my father stood up and headed to the washroom. With him gone, I was alone in the booth. Finally, at this time, a feeling of embarrassment welled up inside me. I had nothing to do but go beat red with shame. The waitress from before returned, her eyes alternating between the order slip and the table. Arriving at my seat, she hesitantly tried to say something. A more veteran waitress offered some advice from over her shoulder. Just calm down and say sorry for the wait. Terribly sorry for the wait. Right, just like that. Do your best. Whispering that into her ear, the veteran waitress left. This waitress must have just been hired. But it's Keiichi! Look! Look! Green hair, green eyes. With an absolute lack of confidence, she moved hesitantly and maybe even somewhat perilously, just watching her put me on edge. I silently watched as she placed the dessert on the table with an experienced hand. Inexperienced. But it's just as Dad said, what incredible uniforms these are. They were like a bunny girl plus a maid plus some sort of frilly outfit, all in a perfect ratio. Most certainly a rather dubiously charming kind of fashion. In any case, she in no way appeared to be a proper waitress. What should I do? I was catching glimpses of too many things. That is, I didn't know where I would look. Wearing something like that, walking around the restaurant, it's as bad as it can be for digestion. You can look at her face. I need you to look. It's her. Even though she was wearing the outfit, this particular waitress had no idea what to do either. This flustered state, without a doubt, should be attributed to the amount of bare skin showing, rather than being new to the job. Both the waitress and I mutually avoided eye contact. What a platonically embarrassing feeling this is. I'm a customer, you know. It's alright to be more straightforward. How? My nose is starting to bleed. At that moment, our eyes just happened to meet. Both of us blinked, doubting who we were looking at. What? This is... Mion, is that you? On top of her hair being let down, she was so far removed from her usual confidence-filled attitude, I didn't realize it was her at all. It was Mion. Why is she here? Why are you working at a place like this? I'm helping out my uncle's store. Come to think of it, I did hear her talk about how her relatives have stores in town, and that she sometimes works part-time to help them. Oh, that must be a lot of work. The nervous feeling I had dissipated in an instant. Knowing that this was Mion, there was no reason to feel that way. Well, actually, my animal instinct tells me that the power balance between Mion and myself has been turned upside down. That's right, I'm a customer. My position is superior to her. The humiliation from today's penalty game was cutting through the recesses of my mind. There really is a god. For him to grant me this opportunity for revenge, noticing the flames of vengeance burning in my eyes, Mion took a step back. But seeing it like this type of clothing suits you very nicely, doesn't it? Star, it's embarrassing, so don't look so much. I confirmed my preemptive strike was a clean hit. There's no mistaking that Mion is currently defenseless. While confirming my attack was successful, I simultaneously lined up with the combo. Mion, you have pretty big breasts. It seems like they're ready to spill out even right now. All the customers are definitely looking at you. Don't say that. Don't play coy with me. I know that you enjoyed drawing all the male attention with that embarrassing getup. I mean, if you didn't, there's no way you'd dress up like that. It's not like I'm doing this because I like to. Is this alright, Keichi Maebara? Aren't you taking this a little too far? Even if it's payback for the humiliation during that day, isn't it too much? Hey, shut up, logic! To pay back Mion tenfold is a chance you'll hardly ever get. Wearing this kind of getup, your mother must be disappointed. This is, by the way, coming from a guy who went home wearing a maid dress. That part where you can almost just see something is the best. Come closer. Eee! Please stop! You still lack the spirit of service towards your customers. Please forgive me. Hello, I want to take you home. Not that! Entering a version of Rena's cute mode, blood spewing through my nose like a waterfall. I was going until I had no regrets. I was going to complete this verbal humiliation revenge for today's event. Yeah, but I'll spare you the rest for today. Hello! It seems that Mion's neural circuits had completely shorted from the embarrassment. I might have teased her a little too much, or so I thought. But such a meek Mion is hardly but such a meek Mion is something you hardly ever see, so this was good for now. Leaving aside what exactly was good.
I never knew to think that the high and mighty Mion would have a hard time being a waitress.
Excuse me. That's wrong.
This is such a surprising side of you. I want to show this to the Mion from this afternoon. Actually, I want to show Rena and the others. Rena will definitely flip out with joy. Do you think she'll say she wants to work here?
That's wrong.
Could never imagine in my wildest dream that such a cute outfit would suit you, Mion.
I'm saying that's wrong. While turning bright red, Mion finally spit out the words that were lodged in her throat.
What do you mean, that's wrong?
I'm not Mion.
What?
I was taken aback at Mion's confusing words.
If you're not Mion, then who are you? You're Mion Sonozaki, right?
I'm sorry. I should have said this earlier, but my name is Shion Sonozaki. Mion is my older sister. Oh, you're the younger sister. My eyes unconsciously widened from surprise from this brazenly crazy talk. Mion, probably thinking that there was no way such a far-fetched excuse would work, turned bright red while fidgeting nervously.
Shion? Shion Sonozaki?
Yes, I'm often mistaken for my sister.
But when we met, you kind of had a response that you wouldn't make if we were meeting for the first time.
That's because my sister is always talking about you, so I knew who you were. A little bit of a cringe-worthy excuse, that is. But when I looked at Mion's eyes, which begged me to believe her, the urge to tease completely subsided. To us, Mion had to be a leader who was normally overflowing with confidence. Regarding force, if I were to lash out at that Mion, I would have ruined something I shouldn't have. That was something I would never wish for. So I understand. This foolishness here is something very different from the everyday Mion. That's why she's Shion.
I see. In that case, I'm sorry.
Oh no, as long as you understand, my sister has a lot of enemies, you see. Well, now she's self-aware of that fact now, is she? As I unintentionally laughed out loud, Shion laughed with me.
Shion, is this your first time being a waitress? It doesn't seem like you're used to it.
Actually, today is... Kei-chan is my first customer. A little flustered after saying that, she quickly asked if it was okay for her to refer to me the same way her sister did. Saying that blatant quirk was so cute, I couldn't stop laughing.
So, you said you've worked part-time at your uncle's store before? I thought you would have been more used to it.
Oh, I have other relatives that run stores. That's why this is the first time I'm helping that uncle that owns this place.
I see, makes sense. Anybody
would be tentative doing a job they weren't used to.
Does Mion ever help out at this store?
Oh, my sister is... You see, she's not good with these cutesy things. I know what she's trying to say.
That's right. Mion is more suited for cool things, so I think having you help out here was the right choice.
Huh? Shion asked, probably thinking she misheard me.
That uniform, it would never suit somebody like Mion, but for Shion, I think it works.
Oh, you mean that? Shion, like Ren often does, spaced out and turned bright red. What does that mean exactly? At least for this moment, it felt like Shion character actually existed, because there was no way that the Mion I knew had this side to her. At that moment, we realized that the more veteran waitress was waving at us from across the room. Sonozaki-san, you can take your break now. Oh, okay. Mion finally returned to her senses. It seemed as if it was time for her to take her break. Well then, I'll take my leave. It was fun talking to the infamous Kei-chan.
Sorry for mistaking you for Mion and teasing you. Please tell Mion that I will have my revenge one day.
Ah, that thing where you were forced to dress as a maid and walk around outside, right? That devilish laugh and smile, it was exactly the same as the one I knew. That's right, tell her that I will return the favor for the total humiliation I suffered. Bleh. More importantly, I'm going to complain to my sister about the teasing I had to endure today. My sister will have revenge. My sister will have my revenge during your club activities.
Bring it on. I'll get her before she gets me.
Mion laughed with a warm smile devoid of any remaining nervousness and disappeared into the back. I felt like I had a very valuable experience today. That's right, for now I know the high and mighty Mion has a weak point to panic and get embarrassed about. But of all things, for her to say she has a twin sister, I thought that maybe I should ask Rina tomorrow if she really has a sister. But maybe it's better that I didn't ask. It's a bit mean-spirited. I've decided that the person I met here today was Shion, the younger twin sister, so I'll refrain from doing anything that would deny that. It's not that we actually made a promise or anything, but that little exchange gave birth to a new rule between me and Mion. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. It was my dad. That was a long trip to the washroom. He probably came up with a new idea for an art piece when he was sitting on the can.
Keichi, are you about ready? Let's go home.
Settling the bill, my father had his customer card stamped. It was pretty much filled. Oh, what's this? Enable disable lip sync. Oh. Only for Nintendo Switch sprites. What sprite do I have? Damn, Dad, you're quite the regular customer.
Was that new waitress just now somebody you know, Keiichi?
Oh, so you were watching from the shadows. Dad was the oddest. Dad has the oddest sense of tact sometimes.
Somebody from school? From Hinamizawa?
Yeah, she's the little sister of my friend Mion.
Her school isn't in Hinamizawa, so she must go to one in town. I've never seen her in my school. So not all kids in Hinamizawa go to the same school. Only about half. The other half go all the way into town on their bikes.
In this way, the feeling that I was really talking to Shion came to me. What should I say to Mion tomorrow? I met your little sister! Something like that. Even with Mion being like that, us having a secret between the two of us made me both a little happy and a little embarrassed. Did we bond? I guess we bonded, yeah. Alright, be right back, everyone. Hello, I am back. Whew. Welcome in, Zach! Welcome in, Spring! Well done, everyone. Back to our favorite narrator. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Alright, tadaima. Let's save here. It'd be nice if I could get them to lip sync. Oh! Listen up, everybody. If you don't take cooking seriously, somebody's going to get hurt. This is part of your education as well, so don't fool around and do it seriously. Lazy, yeah, wafted through the class in response. Half of the school day today was going to be home economics class. The plan was for everybody to make curry rice and give it to the forest rangers who let this building be rented out as a school. What? I did not know that about the school. If everybody was making curry in the same pot, it would have been more like a party-like atmosphere, but this was a school after all. Excluding the youngest students, each one of us would make our own curry with the results being judged. Alright everybody, it may be that nowadays curry is an easy meal that anybody can make, but it has its roots in traditional Indian cuisine. Even though we've altered it a bit in the Japanese style, it is still instilled with the knowledge and culture of ancient India. Absolutely do not neglect that fact. I'll have words with anybody who don't take this seriously, so be prepared for that. That seemed like a needlessly passionate sermon on curry. Well, whatever. She's passionate about curry, and what is there not to be passionate about? It's so tasty. It's rumored that Chia-sensei has devoted her life on curry. She'll probably be a pretty strict judge. As long as you're not failing, your grade in home ec doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter at all. I wouldn't say that if I were you. The teacher's a tyrant when it comes to curry. What the heck does that even mean? A curry tyrant? Never heard of that before. You see, our normally mild-mannered teacher, for some unfathomable reason, is a stickler for curry. Unyieldingly so. Unyieldingly so. Yeah, it's said that every year she goes on a journey to India to research mythical curry. Dude, that's so awesome. This is just a rumor, but it seems she eats curry rice 3 meals a day, and if she occasionally has something else, it always has to be curry flavored. That's not unyielding, that's unnatural. Is she part of an evil cult or something? Besides, doesn't curry top the list when it comes to junk food? Curry 3 times a day is just nutritionally weird speaking, and embedded into the table right by my fingertips. The chef's knife, ladle, and spatula hummed gently as they still quivered. The teacher, while still mixing her own pot, was looking this way, smiling. Kei-chan, shh! If you say any more, you'll be sleeping with the fishes. Saying even a little bit more would make my situation a lot more dire. Yeah, just be serious and make your curry properly and everything's good, alright? I don't think it's going to be that easy today. Look, Mi-chan is... It's written all over her face. If the playing field is even and we're being judged, there's no way this won't turn into a competition. Oh! We're at the club, everyone! These are club activities. It looks like we're all on the same page. It's a cooking contest! I knew it. There's no way Mion will leave such an enticing event alone. It just hit me just now. How shall we determine the victor? By how the teacher judges it? As if saying, but wait, there's more, the teacher reappeared with the principal in tow. The purpose of today's event is to show appreciation for the people at the forestry service, so they'll be judging their results with me. Yup, your teacher and I, as well as 5 people from the forestry service, will be judging your cooking. Good luck to everyone. Yeah! Even the principal. Looking around, it seems like the interests of everybody in the class have been piqued. So that's what's happening. This isn't going to be some casual curry cook-off. Rena is good at making curry. I'm not going to lose today. My grade is cooking in a group, so I'm together with Rika. That's unfair. I'm pretty sure that Rika is good at cooking. My curry is so tasty, it'll send shivers down your spine.
What about Mion?
She doesn't look like she's too good at cooking. Her type has always been bad at this kind of thing. You're putting Mion in a mold. But Mion continued to look unconcerned. Heh. I'll tell you what Kei-chan is thinking right now.
Mion is definitely bad at cooking.
Am I right? I don't like the way she said that. It couldn't be. Mion couldn't possibly. At that moment, the teacher's whistle sounded. Alright everybody, are you ready? Be careful with the knives. Start! The call to arms had sounded. Welcome in everyone. Thank you so much for coming by. Welcome. How's your voice feeling? Oh, it's a little sensitive. But I rested a lot. So don't mind. Thank you so much everyone for coming by. We had to use an outdoor kit to cook the rice, but it wasn't that difficult for a camping veteran like me. Put the rice into the canister, push your palm to the bottom, and fill the water to just above the wrist. Are you alright with only that much water? If you don't put in more, it could be bad. You filthy liar. If I put in any more, I'll just be left with some half-cooked porridge.
Satoko, if that's meant to be a trick, it won't work. I'm used to cooking rice with these utensils.
Hey, thank you so much for the membership! Thank you, Rel. I appreciate the support. Hi, Lulu. I keep trying to catch up with Higurashi, but I'm still a bit behind. VOD time again. Hope you have a lovely stream. Thank you so much. And for the gifted as well. I hope you have a lovely day. And welcome spring to the manor. Irashai.
I'm used to cooking rice with these utensils. First it starts to bubble, then the steam starts to puff. And don't take off the lid, no matter what.
Keiichi-kun, you're amazing. This is a little unexpected. Did you learn this at summer camp?
My dad really likes to go camping, see? Whenever summer comes around, our family goes out a lot.
So this means everybody is good at cooking the rice. In other words, the critical part of this challenge will be the curry. Curry is Rika's specialty. We'll cream you all.
You lost me at Rika's. Why don't you help with the cooking too?
Maybe Satoko is helping the most by doing nothing at all. Rena! If the ends justify the means, I just have to win! That was a pretty malicious comment for Rena. Honestly, yeah, that shocked me as well. Satoko took it hook, line, and sinker. Rena could only apologize between fits of laughter while Satoko chased her around. Well now, should we move on to the curry? For now, the battle truly begins. After rinsing off the carrots, potatoes, and other standard vegetables, I grasped the knife. Gulp. What will today's curry taste like? As Rena hummed along, her very well-practiced hands wielded her knife. The rhythmical sound of the knife hitting the cutting board harkened to kind images of days long past. Simply put, it was perfect. It was so calm and practiced, I seriously don't stand a chance. I looked over at Satoko and Rika-chan. Satoko was in charge of washing the vegetables while Rika-chan was in charge of peeling them. That's what I heard being discussed, but Rika-chan's knife skills are something else as well. She was happily rotating the potato and peeling it quite quickly. On top of that, the peels span the entire potato. What was that called again? Katsuramuki! I've heard that peeling a vegetable in one loop around like that is a highly regarded technique. Oh! Honestly, I've heard about this too. So one time I tried peeling an apple or a potato in one long loop. It's pretty hard. I go pretty far though. She picked up the peel from the sink and carved a pair of eyes into it with her knife. It's a snake! Roar! Saying that, she placed the longly peeled potato skin on top of the head of a boy from her group. She wasn't even breaking a sweat. When it comes to Rika-chan and cooking, I couldn't even hold a candle to her. But, roar! Do snakes make that sound?
Alright then, how's Mion doing?
She's definitely just fumbling along. There's no way she can peel a potato so effortlessly like that. Absolutely no way. Hang on. Is Keiichi paired up with everyone? With anyone? Rena? Or is he paired up with... on his own?
This can't be! You've gotta be kidding me! This is a trick! She's using special effects! Where's the wire? She's definitely using a wire!
Hehehe. Here, take a look-see. As if she had already won, Mion proudly showed me an elongated potato skin. You didn't know, Keiichi. Mi was taught how to cook by her grandma. Not just cooking. From sewing to flower arrangement, to playing the kodo, from marksmanship to radio operation, even helicopter piloting is one, but of the many things she can do. Strangely enough, the latter items were more realistic. It was the first few items on the list that seemed like a lie. She's actually really good at cooking. It's just the hassle that she never does it though.
Damn it.
I'm also really good at cooking, especially Chinese food. Keiichi, boiling something and pouring it into a bowl doesn't count as cooking. Shot down before I could even say it. Oh ho ho ho. Too bad for you. Today Keiichi-san shall be assuredly languishing in defeat all alone.
Tough words from somebody who can't even cook by herself.
Wow! Rika! There. I'll destroy Keiichi for you.
This does not look good.
Everybody is smirking at me.
Don't raise the white flag yet, Keiichi Maibara. Don't throw away this match. Calm down and think. Not about how to peel these potatoes well, but about how to win this challenge. You have to sabotage.
I feel like that's what he would do. You have to sabotage.
There's too many people watching. I'm going to work at another sink.
Saying only that, I gathered up all the vegetables and left that spot behind. Keiichi-kun, be alright? I'm worried he might cut himself with that knife.
Let's see what Kei-chan's doing.
No matter how hard I try peeling this, if I slip up at this speed, I'll lop my fingers right off. Then, there's only one thing left to do.
Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun. Oh, you guys were in a group of 4, huh?
It was the 2 underclassmen that had become my sworn brothers ever since the event at the toy store last Sunday. They had been paired with 2 girls for their group.
Yup, both the girls are pretty good at cooking. So both of us can just mess around and we'll be okay.
Both of them pointed at the girls. They're not as good as Rena. They were both good enough at handling the knife.
I'll get straight to the point. At this rate, I'm going to lose this contest. Give me the vegetables your group has peeled already.
My bar-san, that's pretty much theft, but depending on what's in it for us.
In other words, it depends on the terms of negotiations. Quite bold of you guys. Well, that's to be expected. Then let's do this. If I win, I'll let you eat the curry that Satsuko and Rika-chan's group makes. How about that?
I don't know about that. Both of them were hesitant after such a weighty proposal. Just one more little push seems in order.
Very well then, let's make them an offer they can't refuse.
I pulled both of them close by the shoulders and made my offer in a hushed tone. Thank you.
Of course, that includes the part that Satoko and Rika-chan have already eaten some of. I'll even throw in the spoons.
A red mist spouted vigorously from the noses of the 2 underclassmen. Keiichi-san is also pretty good at this. Those are some very nice potatoes. Having brilliantly clearing the vegetable peeling challenge, I returned to my comrades in triumph. Whoa! Amazing! Keiichi-kun's peeling is really good.
That's not quite right. What Kei-chan has bared isn't a potato, but his fangs. Yeah, I'm super serious about this. I'll crush you all.
Having finished with preparing the vegetables, next is to boil a pot of water. Then add the vegetables in order of which takes longest to cook. I learned this part from my mother when we went camping. But just cooking in order probably won't garner a lot of points. Look over at Rena. She had a variety of vegetables cooking together in a delicate balance. She wasn't being ambitious or calculating a way to win the game. She was making delicious food with a mother's touch. I have a feeling that I could somehow compete with Mion in terms of technique, but I would be no match for Rena. She was way out of my league. When my mother makes curry, you see, she always uses a lot of ingredients. That's why Rena's curry uses a lot of ingredients as well. I really wanted to take all night and stew it nice and slow. Oh.
I beg of you, will you please help just a little with my curry?
Ah! No! This is one of our club activities. Rena won't lose. And she enters club mode. When she enters club mode, even the normally kind Rena becomes an enemy. Looks like Rika-chan is cooking apples as well. She's like a pro at this.
What about Mion?
Me personally, I don't like apples in my curry.
But, Mion, what the heck is that? Where did you get meat from?
I predicted that we would be doing today by looking at the schedule, so I prepared accordingly. My curry is going to be marvelous. Upon clear inspection, it looks like Mion brought her own vegetables and spices and other ingredients. They were spread all over the place. Mion, just for today, you brought all this stuff from your house.
Objection! Chia-sensei, there's no way this is allowed, is it?
Objection overruled. As long as it makes for delicious curry, anything goes. For that normally serious teacher to go as far as to append a star to the end of her sentence, just as the rumor said, she is a through and through curry freak. I would be a curry freak too. Rena and Rika-chan are naturally gifted chefs. I've come with thorough preparations. And Kei-chan, what about you? It's hopeless. In the grand scheme of cooking, peeling the vegetables is only a small part of it. The hurdles I must overcome are just too numerous and too high. My bar-san, over here! Turning around, I saw the voices calling me belong to the two underclassmen from earlier, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun.
What's up, you guys? What's up with that pot? Is that from your group? Switch this with your pot before somebody notices. I think that the curry the girls from our group made, at the very least, is better than what you could make. You guys, for me... Don't get the wrong idea. If you don't win, then... that is...
Oh, that's right. If I don't win, then the talk of eating Satoko and Rika-chan's curry goes right out the window.
Seems like you guys are getting riled up about this too.
Sorry, I'm in your debt, but I'm surprised the girls in your group agreed to this.
My bar-san, we're also serious about this.
Filling in on day duty 3 times. These guys, to assure me victory, have paid the price. That gaze filled with burning conviction from my underclassmen. Yeah, I'm not fighting this alone. I'm fighting this with everyone! Leave it to me! Save some room, boys. I'll definitely let you eat your fill. We shall be awaiting eagerly your victory. It's a gas stove, so controlling the heat is easy. All that's left is to let it stew a bit. The delicious smell of curry began wafting upwards. The pot gifted to me by my 2 underclassmen certainly drew some double takes. Rena even looked surprised as she came to take a look, so it must be pretty good. This means that kids younger than him can make curry that tastes even better. Kei-chan, you're pretty good. It looks like this will be a good match to the bitter end. Rena wants to eat Keiichi-kun's curry! Curry! Rena's curry and Mion's curry too. Everybody is a worthy opponent. I've done my very best, but I'm not sure of the outcome. Keiichi-san, Rika's calling you. Go see what she wants. What? Rika-chan's calling me? What could it be? Oh, whatever. While I'm at it, I can gather some intelligence on the enemy. Rika-chan was doodling on the ground in front of the pot. Because all that's left is to let it stew. Even then, it's good to know that she doesn't leave the stove unattended. Hey, Rika-chan, how's yours doing? It's Mr. Curry. Huh? Rika-chan is doodling something strange and introduced it as Mr. Curry. Mr. Curry is amazing. He shoots beams from his eyes. Pew, pew. Apparently, Mr. Curry shoots beams from his eyes. Drawing a beam with a stick, she etched a line towards my feet. Does this mean I've been shot with the laser? Whoa! Barrier! Beam reflect! I took another stick in my hand and reflected the beam, striking Mr. Curry. Mr. Curry can shoot missiles from his stomach. Pashoo! Hoo-ah! My bar super electromagnetic barrier and retaliatory beam. Mr. Curry observes the beam energy and fires his impulse wave cannon. Rika-chan and I scratched at the ground, thoroughly engrossed in our doodle war. Wait a minute. Hey, Rika-chan. You called me here for a reason, right? Yes, I called you, but I've already fulfilled my purpose. At that moment, a chill ran up my spine. Already? Fulfilled? Her purpose? They got me! Headed back to my pot. Standing there, just as I feared, was Satoko. With no questions asked, I drop kicked to the back of her head. Ow! What do you think you're doing? You know better than to do that to a lady's head! Who cares about that? Satoko, did you mix in something with my cur- How impertinent. I haven't fallen that far. Despite what you may think, I'm a fair person, you know. Then what's this incomprehensible line of ladles and plates? Leaving them all in unstable positions. If they fall over, what will you do? At that moment, a gentle breeze blew by, knocking over a ladle that was stood up on its end. The ladle, like a domino, fell over and knocked over the next cooking utensil in a row. This is art. Come to think of it, domino world record challenges were quite the rage on television a while back. Kei-chan, the frying pan! I didn't even have time to react. The chain reaction knocked over a cutting board, then a frying pan, and next after that was my pot. No! I actually bought ingredients for curry, so I'm gonna make that sometime this week or next week. The fry pan struck my pot full force, tipping it over. The contents cruelly spilled out, and now my masterpiece was being sampled by the schoolyard. I stared, dumbfounded. It was such a beautiful and elaborate mousetrap that for a moment, I lost touch with reality. Oh my, this is a catastrophe. I didn't do anything, you hear me? Oh! At the very last moment, I had to let my guard down. I ignored the culinarily incompetent Satoko for far too long. Even if she couldn't cook, Satoko still had this method of fighting back. You know, I had a feeling that it was gonna come to this. Just then, Rena, who had been sampling her own pot, let out a scream. What? Rena's curry is salty? Salty? Was Rena also sabotaged? And what about Mion? My rice is salty! I've been had! That's horrible. Guys, we can't waste food. With this, all the obstacles in my way have been taken care of before the fight even begins. Okay, if that's the case, what if we mix my rice with Mion's rice to balance out the flavor? And what if we mix Rena's curry with Mion's curry? All that effort wasted. So sad, so sad. So very, very sad. Rika-chan and Satoko rubbed my dumbfounded head to their heart's content. This makes me so sad we wasted food, guys. Pushing the desks together, it was about time for the meals to be judged. The delicious odor of curry spread throughout the courtyard. The members of the forestry service, to whom we owed gratitude for their daily work, were guided to their seats. The principal gave a bit of a ceremonial introduction. Next, the teacher expressed her desire for them to judge the curry contest. The men from the forestry service seemed to like that kind of idea and gave their enthusiastic approval. I wish I was also joining them. I want to have curry too. Well then, is everybody finished? We'll now have all the judges sample your cooking. Everybody in the class brought up their painstakingly made curry and arranged them on the desk. The only club members who managed a decent result were Rika-chan's group. Knowing full well it was a failure, Rena plated her curry for the judges. She already knew she was going to get a low score. What? You guys didn't mix? But at least she was still able to serve hers. Both Mion's and my curry were completely obliterated, so we couldn't even line them up on the table. The judges started from the curry made by the lower grades. They had a lively discussion, praising the food. Finally, it was our curry's turn.
Next up is Ryugu-kun's curry. Yes, this looks quite appetizing.
The principal cheerfully shoveled a spoonful of Rena's salty curry into his mouth. Of course, his expression immediately changed. Oh my, what happened, Ryugu-san? It seemed so delicious when you were cooking it. Chie-sensei must have had some expectations, judging from her judgments. Oh, I'm sorry. I might have added a bag of salt by accident. The rest of the judges grimaced after they each had a bite. I feel sorry for them.
Failure is but the seasoning for success.
Ooh, bars! Yes, I agree.
I'm looking forward to next time. Do your best.
Saying that, the principal devoured the rest of the over-salted curry in one go. Truly a man amongst men. You know what? I like this guy. Rena was down and out. Her offensive capabilities was something else, but she was defeated due to her weak defense. Well then, please savor our curry next. I see that Furude-san's group put a lot of effort into their curry. Let's see here. It's simple but very nicely done. There was also the incident with Rena's salted curry right before this, so the judge's assessment was extraordinary high. Maybe not just extraordinary, but perhaps today's forerunner? The judges began a heated debate. One of the judges let out a sigh as he removed a chunk of carrot with his spoon.
Yeah, this kid's curry really isn't half bad. But I don't really like carrots, you see.
Personally, I think that carrots are a staple of curry. I think that potatoes and meat is the staple of curry. But I guess to each their own. However, seeing that, Rika-chan read the nameplate of the chest of his coveralls and began to speak. That's no good, Kyoji. You have to eat your carrots. What is she saying all of a sudden? Everybody turned to Rika-chan with a stunned look. But what Rika-chan just did was super effective. The carrot-hating judge began stuffing his face with curry while tears streamed down his face. Kyoji, they're seconds if you want them.
Mommy!
While carrying like that, he continued to shovel curry into his mouth. That's right. Rika-chan's curry was by no means simple. No, that curry had the taste of a mother's cooking. With the carrot-hating judge out of the picture, Rika-chan's assessment was unanimous. Unanimous. Oh, nobody can stand up to Rika's curry. Satsuko let out a shrill laugh as she declared victory. But at that moment...
Don't be fooled, my esteemed judges. Don't be deceived into thinking that this meager slop is the taste only a mother can provide. What you people actually wanted to eat was this kind of curry, wasn't it?
Oh, all of a sudden, in its all perfect glory, Mion's curry. Not only the judges, but the teacher, the underclassmen, and of course myself, could only gasp in In what? In admiration. Hamburg steak with a demi-glace sauce and a fresh salad. It's a set. I wouldn't be stretching it to say that this was a full course meal. It's perfect. Perfectly made. Amazing. Mi-chan, you're amazing. Mi-chan, you're amazing. Satsuko was also shocked. Even Rika-chan couldn't hide her surprise. It seems that the victory was decided even without needing a taste. Of course, the hamburger was hand-kneaded. Salad also had a home-style dressing, but of professional quality. And the curry, not even a micron of grit. This is sublime. Truly a taste to savor, Sonozaki-san. This curry is no doubt a living testimony to 6,000 years of Indian knowledge and this beautiful harmony with Japanese cuisine. I'm elated. This deserves full marks. I'm giving it 100 points. Aw, you're welcome. I'm just trying to set an example as class representative. Mion bowed politely and then winked at us with a smirk on her face. I admit defeat. There's no way this is happening. I'm certain I sabotaged that pot of rice. That's right. Satsuko had dumped salt into Mion's rice cooker, which should have ruined it. At that moment, it hit me. I spun back towards my own canister. That's why. At some point, my cooking canister had been opened, its contents completely empty. Damn you, Mion! You used my rice! That's no fair! Hand over half your curry! Mion clucked her tongue and waved her finger at me as a smirk washed over her face. Whoa there, Kei-chan. You're not taking this seriously enough. You gave up at the last moment. I didn't. That's the difference between us. As soon as you give up, it's all over. I couldn't even properly voice my shame. Mii-chan, I feel sorry for Keiichi-kun. Just give him at least a little. It's fine. This is a lesson. Kei-chan just learned that you shouldn't give up on the contest until it's over, right? It loathes me to say this, but Mion is right. To give up so quickly on the match was my own folly. For Mion to have brought that to my attention, I should actually be thankful to her. Well then, did that mean that even in this situation I shouldn't give up? Oh! My curry was overturned while it was still in the pot, and I don't even have any rice left. How in the blazes am I not supposed to lose hope in this situation? My Bara-san. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun suddenly appeared. Chikshaw! Even though my protégés had tried so hard, I wasn't able to meet their expectations. It was an accident. There was nothing you could do. Both of them were dejected. I couldn't accept defeat so easily. I was their senior. What would I do if I didn't pick up broken pieces of the dream I had shown them? I just learned it from Mion just now, didn't I? Don't throw away the contest. Not until the last moment. Think, Keiichi Maebara. Think! Think! Not about how to make more curry. About how to win the match. I had an idea. I didn't think it could turn the tables, but it was better than nothing.
Tomita-kun, come wash your hands. Help me out. Okamaru-kun, there's something I want you to find.
Gotcha. Both of them dispersed after receiving these instructions.
Oh? How is Kei-chan going to blunder about this at the end? Why don't you show me?
Nobody likes a stubborn fool, you know.
Shut up! Just sit there and watch the last card I have to play. First off, Mion, I'll be taking some of your rice. I won't let you say no.
More like you're taking back your rice.
I don't really care. It's salty after all.
It's okay if Rena helps too, right? Keiichi-kun is in trouble right now.
Hearing you say that is very reassuring. Rena, go make some tea.
Oh, he doesn't trust me.
Next, Satoko. Also, Rika-chan, I challenge you to a side bet.
What did you just say? I'll listen to your request. This was my duty to my two proteges, who shed blood, sweat, and tears for my sake.
Satoko, Rika-chan, if I receive a perfect score, I'll be taking your curry. Nothing for you to eat!
You need to know when to stop joking around. I'll be giving a big no to that.
No, it's alright, Satoko. Take him up on it.
Firmly patting the top of Satoko's head, Mion said those words with all the gravitas of a club president.
You handicapped him this much, didn't you? There's no way he can make up for that. So meet him head on. No matter how hard he struggles, he's not going to make a comeback. Right.
That may be true, but I don't mind. Keiichi, go for it. Yay! The judges, seemingly growing tired of sampling the various curries, were debating each entry. From what little I overheard, it seemed that Mion's impending victory was not in question. By the way, what happened to my Barakun's curry? I still haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, the pot with my curry in it fell over. Is that so? That's a real shame. I may have lost my curry, but that doesn't mean I've lost this contest. I'll have everybody singing my praises.
My combative posturing had drawn the attention of all the judges.
First of all, just be quiet and eat these, please. I'll listen to your complaints after that. This is my cooking!
My Barakun, that's...
onigiri, huh?
The judges smiled wryly at the simple fare that was quite in contrast to the preceding bravado. Rena poured tea into the cup she had brought over from the break room. He's making a mockery of this! There! Look! There's not even any filling. It's nothing more than a salted onigiri. This isn't even worth it being called a contest anymore. It's true, the amount of salt might be a little too much, but... Rena's expression told me that she thought this was a great idea, but it might not be enough to win the match.
My Barasan, is this really enough to make a comeback? Gentlemen, you did well. It's alright. Just watch.
The judges were chewing with their mouths full and sipping at the tea. Nobody was singing praises or awestruck. They were just quietly chowing down. It seems that Kei-chan has to learn how to use some rather underhanded tricks. This might be difficult. Yeah, that's right. Ren understands that now too. What do you mean? Why is everybody just quietly eating that much? You see, Satoko-chan, that's because the judges are actually tired of eating curry! Because they were judges, they had to sample each and every offering. And because they were from small children, because they were made to show their appreciation, they couldn't eat just a little bit of each.
Sometimes, a man values the amount more than the taste. At those times, rather than rich, mind-blowing flavor, they crave simplicity.
They couldn't say it out loud, but this was the tastiest thing they've had today. I confirmed that by looking at the eyes as the judges smiled wryly.
I'll praise your efforts, but today's contest was about curry. I'm not sure we can give a score to this.
The teacher and the principal had folded their arms as they pondered the situation. My underlings, seeing that, saw the small glimmer of hope fade away and grew dejected.
Ah, what's this little surprise? Just not enough.
Don't give up, Kei-chan. Mion whispered quietly. That's right. If I didn't push here...
No, I'll have you give it a score. If you think that curry and onigiri are really that different, you're sorely mistaken.
This is... No. We're stretching it. We're stretching it right now. Huh? My Barkun, what are you saying? How are they the same? The principal stopped the teacher. Looked like he was giving me one final chance. The judges, having eaten their fill, quietly waited for my statement.
In its homeland of India, curry is usually eaten with a type of bread called naan, isn't it? Therefore, you could say that this cuisine we call curry rice is something that we have adopted and modified. Just as the teacher said at the beginning, it's a fusion of Indian and Japanese cuisine.
I know what you're trying to say, my Barkun, but what does that have to do with onigiri?
It's actually quite simple. Both curry and onigiri are things made to let you enjoy eating rice.
Rice was introduced to Japan from ancient China. Our agricultural forebears watered the fields, fighting the elements, disease and pests to grow and raise our rice-centric culture. Yes, the Japanese people have formulated a plethora of dishes, but those were nothing more than the attempts to find ways to enjoy eating rice. In other words,
curry and onigiri are both the results of rice culture!
It was scattered at first, but slowly grew into a steady roar. There was a thunderous applause that praised me. Enough with the nonsense already. I won't accept this. The teachers are only judging curry, you know. This is out of the question. It obviously deserves 0 points. Miss Keiichi-kun did his best. Could you please acknowledge that? Today's class was supposed to be about curry. What should we do? Mion, stifling her laughter, stepped forward. There's a story about when a Michelin 3-star chef from France came to Japan. The people from the hotel he was staying at had a whole bunch of ingredients imported from France, but the chef didn't even give them a second glance. I wonder why that was. They were ingredients from his homeland. The chef went to the local fish market and made a dish from fresh fish caught in Japan. The culture of food isn't bound by predetermined rules. It's culture. If you come to Japan, you meld with Japanese culture and make something new. That's how curry and onigiri are the same. Mion, she was providing fire support. I had to be grateful. The judges were somehow moved by this complicated yet baseless trivia. Oops. A stern look washed over the teacher's face as she refolded her arms. Be right back, everyone. Hello, I am back. Sorry about the wait. Welcome in everyone. Welcome. Hello, welcome in KO. Welcome in Nightwalker. Welcome in Titan. Welcome in Nikki. Welcome in Richard. Hello, and how it's still lurking. Hungry for curry now? Me too. Maybe I'll make that sometime this week. I'm so obsessed with short hair. I even cut mine short after seeing Grace. I loved her hairstyle so much. You know what? I agree too. I love short hair as well. I love it. Like, this range is pretty good too. But I also like a lot more shorter as well. It's nice. Also, it's true, I think this art style is very cute. Yeah, I've come to really enjoy the sprites and the CG too. The CG is really nice. Evening Lulu, popping in on my birthday today to give you one of my wishes, which is to keep protecting your smile. You've always held mine, and I'm humbled to be along for the ride. Ah, the pleasure is mine. Happy birthday, Richard! Thank you so much for coming by on your birthday of all days. I hope you spend it with good food and good company. Happy birthday again! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Richard! Happy birthday to you! Thank you again! Yeah, it's Gemini season, so it makes sense a lot of people's birthday is like right about now. Perfect brave. Chia looking angry. Don't be mad, Chia! Thank you, Richard! Hope you have a good rest of your night. Or day. My Barkun, your pot of curry was flipped over, wasn't it? Even though I said at the beginning to be careful. I'm sorry. But my Barkun and Sonozaki-san said there are no boundaries in cuisine. If it's something that can amaze people, then it's not something that should be discriminated against just because of the form. Then? For spilling your pot, minus 20 points. But just for today, for not giving up and doing your best, plus 20 points. I'll give you 100 points. Marabara-san, we did it! Rigged, by the way. I think he should have lost. I think he should have taken the L. Like, yeah, we can reward him for his hard work, but everyone here tried their best too. My underclassmen leapt at me. A perfect score! We did it! The curry was spilt, and our rice was taken, but we made a comeback. In the end, Rika-chan's curry also received full marks, so everybody but Rena had a perfect score. Since this contest was outside the scope of regular club activities, there wasn't any particular penalty game. Rena breathed a sigh of relief. Now then, as promised, Satoko, Rika-chan, I'll be taking your curry. But that means we won't have any lunch! Wah! Satoko stomped angrily at the ground in frustration, but the price of defeat was absolute. Is what I wanted to say, but I'll show you some mercy. You can eat half. Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Oh no, thank you, Keiichi. My two protégés peered over from the sidelines, tears of joy streaming from their face. We exchanged glances that would only be understood amongst men. We did it, my Bar-san. It's all thanks to you! We flashed each other a thumbs up. Now, I just have to give these to my pupils. I've gotten pretty hungry myself. I guess I'll have one of my onigiri. What? There was no trace of my onigiri. The ones I had set aside for myself included. As I peered around searching for them, the principal clapped a hand on my shoulder. Gah! When I was listening to that speech you gave,
The rice I was chewing grew even more delicious. Gah!
Could it be that you also ate my share?
Gah!
The principal simply laughed without answering. Seriously? My eyes half brimming with tears and my stomach rumbling, I was called over by my teacher. My Barkun, because of the circumstances, I had to give you a perfect score, but you understand, right?
Huh? Understand what?
There was an odd glint in the teacher's eyes. If I had to describe it, it was curry-colored.
Wait a minute, if you like put the negative filter on her sprite, her hair is curry colored. That's why she was given blue hair. No.
You've gotta be kidding me. Wow. Like a pot of stewing curry, her eyes whirled around in a spiral. A chill washed over me. The teacher clutched me by the shoulders and drew me in closer until our noses were almost touching. Curry is this world's most respected and sacred of dishes. I will absolutely not allow it to be put in the same category as onigiri. You hear me? Curry was created in ancient India, one of the 4 great river valley civilizations, and was raved about during the reign of King Ashoka in the capital of Vastu for the birth of the Shakya at the International Food Expo. Michelin twirly twirly. Even the Eiffel Tower was pickled in simmering curry turmeric, whether you are asleep or awake. Curry, 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 curry. Curry kawaii. Hey, Keiichi-san, what are you stumbling around for? Cleaning up is a part of cooking too. Keiichi-kun, your eyes are all curried. Why is that? Why? Curry. Curry. Curry.
Yikes, she got him too, huh? It's okay, he'll be back to normal by tomorrow. Probably.
It wasn't that long before hunger brought me back to my senses. Wow. Curry kawaii. In the end, all of the onigiri was eaten by the principal, so I had to make do without lunch. Skipping lunch, I never knew the afternoon could be so long and painful. A feeling other than drowsiness made me space out. Are you alright, Keiichi-kun? That's why I said you shouldn't eat Rena's curry. As if I could eat this curry with enough salt in it to make my blood pressure rise just by looking at it. Is what I said as I initially refused. I'd only regret it. The hunger, the stomach ache.
Well, you did a good job making it through. Your absolutely hopeless situation, that is. Kei-chan, you're pretty strong when you're cornered, eh? I don't need any compliments right now. I need food.
There's something for you to eat at home, right?
We don't keep snacks lying around at home, and I'm out of cup noodles right now.
Since you're enduring that hunger so much right now, I'm sure tonight's dinner will be really tasty. I had absolutely no intention of laughing along. Well then, I'll take my leave. I have my part-time job again today. It's really rough when you're not used to the work. That job at the Angel Mort family restaurant, huh? That uniform was somewhat stimulating, how? Being a waitress really is hard work. Eh? Mi-chan is working as a waitress? Really? Really? What kind of place is it? How?
No, I'm right, I'm working at the toy store from the other day. Shion is the waitress.
My bad. I completely forgot that was how it ended up being.
I'm sorry. You guys look so similar, I mixed you up.
Keiichi-kun, who's Shion? Rena asked the obvious question.
Mion's younger twin sister. She's got a different personality, but she's a dead ringer for Mion. That's right. We all look similar, but our personalities are completely different. I'm very kind and thoughtful, but Shion has a cold and scary personality. I think that when you guys were born, Shion got all the feminine aspects. Unlike Mion, she's a cute, cheerful girl.
Kei-chan! Rena interjected as her eyes darted back and forth from our exchange. Huh? Is that true? Rena's never met her. Mii-chan, did you ever tell me you had a younger sister? Shion's existence was already being exposed as a cover-up. I couldn't help Mion out here. I could only have her end the charade.
Oh yeah, I still haven't introduced you to her, Rena. My younger sister's name is Shion.
I don't know, I've never heard of her. I never met her when I went to Mii-chan's house.
Yeah, that... You know, I'm the only one that lives with Granny. Shion lives at the family home in Okinomiya. We're not that close, so... Yeah, she doesn't come here too often.
Rena's face indicated she wasn't sure if she was convinced. She was usually a bit of an airhead, but she was unusually sharp when it came to these things.
Well, it's not a lie. Please believe me.
As she said, "Yeah, I believe you," a smile suddenly blossomed on Rena's face. Rena wants to meet her. I'll go and see her sometime. What store is she working at? What store?
That is...
She's getting more tangled in her little web. I could tell that Mio was getting increasingly frantic. I wanted to help her, but it was hard for an outsider to butt in on family issues.
Sorry, I have to get to work. Later.
Rena, Kei-chan, see you tomorrow! Unilaterally ending the conversation, Mion headed home. No matter how you looked at it, she was running away. We'll just label this one as an emergency escape. Mii-chan, it was kinda cute. I wonder why. Hee hee. Rena giggled in amusement. Back to that music with the dancing Santa Claus. Cute! Yeah! It's back. What? I'm confused? Is Shion real or not? I guess that, right now we're trying to figure that out, right? What do you think? Shion real or Shion not real? I wonder when dinner is. Would lying down be the best way to conserve energy? I sprawled in the entryway without even taking off my shoes. Oh, ping pong! As I was losing the last vestiges of my consciousness, the doorbell rang. It seemed I had a guest.
Come on in. It's open.
I directed my listless voice at the door. Good afternoon! Kei-chan, what are you doing? See, my guest was Mion. Or rather, Shion. She seemed shocked when she saw me sprawled out in the entryway.
Is that Shion? Wait, why?
I thought that Shion's existence was an illusion that was limited to when Mion was at the restaurant. That's why I never even considered that Shion would appear here. I heard from my sister, because of club activities today, you weren't able to eat lunch, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of trouble. Satoko spilled my pot and you stole my rice.
But I'm Shion. She grew red and began to mope. That's right, she was the younger twin right now.
Sorry. What's up? Did you bring something for me to eat?
Oh, cute! Oh my, it's somehow disappointing that you hit the nail right on the head, but here. With a disappointing smile, Shion held out a small bento box she had hidden behind her back.
Huh? You really brought something to eat? Thanks!
There was still some of that ground beef left over from what my sister brought to school. I knew it was going to be right before dinner, but I wondered if you'd want it. Am I bothering you?
Not even a bit! I'm really happy! Can I really eat this?
Sneaking a look inside the box. To say that she just put some of the leftovers inside would be a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside.
Is it really okay? There's not like a ton of hot sauce mixed in or anything, right?
Jeez, I'm not my sister. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. If you don't like it, you don't have to force yourself. I'll just go home and eat it myself. Saying that, she pouted cutely and made a motion as if to snatch the box back. There were some times that made me doubt that she was the same person as Mion, and this was undoubtedly one of those moments.
I don't mind at all. I want to chow down on it with thanks from the bottom of my heart.
It's not something to be so thankful about that your nose has to run. Shion, who had thought that I might not take the bento, looked down happily.
There's not much, but do you want to come in? I can probably make some tea or something.
Sorry, but maybe some other time. I'm on my way to work.
Oh, that's right. You did say that before.
Just rinse the box out of the water and give it back to my sister tomorrow. Please.
Of course, it would only be the proper thing to do after being allowed to eat something that looks this delicious.
Well then, I'll take my leave. One last thing. Shion grew red again as she looked down once more. During that contest with the curry, my sister took your rice without permission, right? My sister fools around too much, so sometimes she gets carried away. She wasn't doing it just to be mean.
Hey, it's not like I mind that too much. There are no grudges when it comes to club activities after all. In fact, I should be the one that's thankful for all the thrills and entertainment. Could you tell that to Mion for me?
Yes. I think my sister will be very happy to hear that. Well then, I have to go. Shion smiled brightly. After bowing deeply, she left as she looked at her watch.
I'm happy, but is this really okay?
I looked at the bento box that she left behind. A faint warmth spread through the palm of my hand. If it were Mion, I could see hot sauce, mustard, maybe even a needle mixed inside. But really, I don't think she would go so as far as putting a needle in there. Eh? Ah? I opened the box once again and hesitantly tasted a bit. I took a bite. And another. There was no funny business. There was no danger at all. Or it was delicious. That's right. That was Shio, not Mion. So there shouldn't have been anything to worry about. I rushed back to my room, eating as I gave my thanks. It was so delicious that my stomach could cry.
Shion. No, Mion. When she heard I was so hungry I could die, she brought this over to me.
It was so delicious to the last bite. By the way, nothing strange had been mixed in. I was a bit embarrassed at myself for being so skeptical. We should be meeting Tomitaki-kun soon, huh? I wonder if we're gonna see him at the... I don't know. Closer to the festival? Well, that was the end of Chapter 3. Chapter 4. I might have explained this before, but physics ed at our school is really just an exercise in disorder. After some random warm-ups, the rest of the time is spent doing whatever. You're free to cause a ruckus or just fall asleep. Fall asleep?
I'm not really sure, but doesn't the Board of Education have some sort of curriculum for this? Something like, when you're this old, you should have this amount of physical ability?
I have no idea what you're saying, Keiji-san. It's rather difficult to understand. Well, you see, it's something like a rule for teachers to follow during class.
Maybe you weakling city folk need something like that. But do you really think us country-raised kids would lag behind in physical ability?
We're better athletes than you think, Keiichi. Come to think of it, you might be right. If we all lined up for a race, there was a good chance I'd finish dead last if I didn't start off well. Let's just pray that when a brutal penalty game is at stake, the 100-meter dash isn't the club activity. On that note, I watched too much television, so I'm fantastically tired. I'll be using this time to catch up on my sleep. It's 4th period, and I'm completely starved. If I don't sleep now, when will I ever? As I begin to sprawl on top of a pipe, Mion grabbed me by the collar.
Do you really think I'd let you sleep in peace and quiet? With that look on your face, it'd require more courage to try and take a nap than not.
Good grief. Which means, is it going to start again?
Now, just killing time with idle chit-chat until the bell rings is impossible for us hot-blooded youth, isn't it? Shall we start a club activity?
It's just as I thought. It's come to this.
What's today's game?
Now that this is happening, taking a nap is impossible. Not just that, with this sleep-deprived head of mine, I'm as good as mincemeat. I have to get my brain into gear. Rena thinks that we should decide what today's penalty game should be before we start.
Rena knows what's up. I've prepared something super special today.
She began to announce the cruel penalty game with a grand spinning flourish. Before she could do that... I'm sorry, I have something that I wanted to do. Of all people, it was Rika-chan announcing her non-participation. Even rare events do eventually occur. Losing her timing, Mion spun like a top as she tumbled to the ground.
What? What's the matter? Are you not feeling well?
Oh, that's right, Mi-chan. She has to practice for the Watanagashi. That's right. It's this Sunday. Rika is in the middle of super serious training right now. I've been working too hard lately. My arms hurt.
I see. Well, there's nothing that can't be done. There's no point in doing anything if we can't get everybody together. Today, let's just take it easy.
So, nap time? Nap time. I'm very sorry, but I'll try my best. Yeah, good luck. I'll be cheering you on. When Mion announced that today's club activity was cancelled, Rika-chan and Satoko headed off behind the school building. Only I was left alone, completely clueless as to what everybody was talking about.
What was that about? Is Rika-chan training for a competition or something?
Rika-chan is a shrine maiden for the Watanagashi, so she has to perform a ritual dance. It's practice for that.
Why don't you try explain things in order? First of all, what is this Watanagashi? Next, what do you mean by shrine maiden? Last, what do you mean by ritual dance? Huh? Didn't you get the notice at your house, Kei-chan? Wasn't it written there? The Watanagashi festival is this Sunday.
Huh? And to think of it, I have a feeling Mom did say something about it during dinner the other day.
The what?
The Watanagashi is a festival that happens at the shrine on a Sunday every June. It's very lively.
I see. But Watanagashi sounds like a pretty strange name for it. Is it something like the Lantern Festival, where they have a memorial for a dead by floating things down the river?
Oh, I figured you might guess right, Kei-chan. The Watanagashi, or Cotton Drift Festival, is, as the name implies, where we drift cotton adrift down the river. The cotton, you see, is from futons or jackets, so it'd be something like a futon memorial. They also pile futons up on the altar.
I've heard people leaving offerings of things like needles or kitchen knives to their ancestors or to casualties of war. But an offering of futons is a first to me. What's the history behind that?
Mion tilted her head pensively.
I don't think there's complicated backstory to it. The winters around here are pretty harsh. So things like warm futons and coats to ward off the cold are fairly important, I guess. Ah, I see. So in other words, it's something like giving thanks to the futons that took care of you during the winter then. Then, the Shrine Maiden holds a memorial service for them and set them adrift. That's what the Watanagashi is?
Mion and Rena indicated that I had the correct answer with a round of applause. And you see? That shrine maiden performing the memorial is Rika-chan!
Oh? So Rika-chan is a shrine maiden. Now that you do mention it, Rika-chan does have a mysterious, mystical air about her.
Right? Rika-chan in a shrine maiden outfit. Hello! So cute! It certainly does seem like it would suit her. Yeah, it might be cute. I finally get what you're saying. Rika-chan's training is for her performance. Oh, sorry.
I finally get what you're saying.
Rika-chan's training is for her performance as a shrine maiden then.
That would be it. The shrine maiden has to purify a number of futons as part of the ceremony. It's practice for that. It's a lot of hard work.
The shrine maiden has to carry a large ceremonial hoe as part of the rites, and it's really heavy for Rika-chan.
Well, Rika-chan is pretty small. Exactly how heavy is that hoe?
It's pretty heavy, enough that Rika-chan has been practicing with a mochi mallet.
Wait a minute.
That's way too heavy! Forget about Rika-chan, that'd be rough even for me. It's a sacred ceremonial hoe. If she dropped it by accident, it'd be big trouble.
Well, it's a once a year kind of deal. All we can do is cheer from the sidelines. It'll be okay. She pulled it off last year. Really? Then the least I can do is cheer her on. Even something like that little will help her, right?
I was rather curious about exactly how she practiced. Mion laughed as she shook her head.
Leave her alone.
If you go, Rika-chan will get all cute and won't be able to practice. I didn't quite understand what Mion was saying. You see, Rika-chan doesn't like showing people how hard she works. Okay, so just leave her be. Even the always cool and aloof Rika-chan has times when she sweats while giving it her all. Because she was always so well put together, she didn't want people to see an ungainly side of her. It's not like I don't understand that feeling. And with that, I'll be right back, everyone. Hello. Tadaima.
Alright.
Excuse me. Sorry, I had to step away a couple times.
Alright.
Tadaima, everyone. That face is crazy. Shion's so smug. Smug Shion. Oh no, smug Mion. This one's Mion. Because she was always so well put together, she didn't want to see people see an ungainly side of her. It's not like I couldn't understand that feeling.
All I can do is pray for her success, huh? Do your best. Rika Furude. I'm cheering for you.
Well then, I climbed up onto the pipe and plopped down on my side. On the pipe? Isn't that hard?
Hooray! Hooray, Rika-chan! In order to transmit more of my psychic waves of encouragement, I'll be entering a meditative state now. Z. So you're just going to sleep after all?
The lackadaisical noontime ended up giving away to mind-numbing afternoon classes. Rebounding from yesterday's hunger, I ate too much for lunch today, leaving me in a horrible condition.
I might have gorged myself a bit too much. I'll have to endure afternoon classes.
Keiichi-kun, you had an amazing appetite today.
Basically, you always eat like a pig. But today was a whole different level. Yesterday I skipped lunch, right? That hunger just soaked in. This time, no matter how much I ate, my hunger knew no bounds.
I get you.
But really, Kei-chan, you always finish your lunch down to the last bite. Heck, even down to the last grain. With food, you show your appreciation for the person who made it by eating it, you know? If you leave any behind, it's rude to the person who put in all that effort.
Hearing that, Mion's eyes momentarily widened in surprise, followed by a cool laugh.
Kei-chan, really? At first glance, you seemed unruly and irresponsible, but you're actually pretty conscious.
Well disciplined or something like that. I have a feeling that the person who gave the bento at Keiichi's house might have been Mion. But the person that he met was actually Shion at the restaurant. So it was Shion, this time it was Mion, dressed as Shion, I think. Yeah, Rena thinks so too. Keiichi-kun is a lot kinder than he looks. Both of them were probably trying to compliment me, but I had a strange feeling I wasn't being complimented at all.
That's not true. I just want to say that there's a big gap between your appearance and your personality. And I'm saying that's not a compliment.
Hey! Sonozaki-san, Maebara-kun, we're in the middle of class. How far did you get, Sonozaki-san? Bring your notes up here. Startled, Mion vocalized a rather easy-to-understand utterance. She was so enthralled in the conversation, she had stopped working completely.
Doing alright.
You haven't progressed at all. You're in the highest grade, so you have to shape up. That Mion, it looks like she's getting lectured. Poor bastard. Appearances can be deceiving. In other words, actually, appearance might be the opposite of reality.
You say some interesting things.
Responding to Rena's seemingly profound statement, I turned my gaze to where Satoko was happily studying together with Rika-chan.
Are you saying that Brat Satoko is actually really meek?
If I went by what Rena literally said, then that would be the case. I could hardly imagine Satoko being meek and gentle like a girl in some fairy tale. Satoko-chan's been rude lately, but just a while ago she was pretty different. She acted really spoiled and always... Yep, keep this a secret from Satoko-chan, okay?
That's Satoko? Acting so cute?
For Satoko to play coy, I think that would have to be some part of a calculated plot. Even if she was to hide behind someone, I wouldn't think it was because she was attached to them. But since it came up, I tried to imagine a gentle and coquettish Satoko.
Hey, Satoko.
What? What is it, Oni-sama? Satoko smiled cutely and walked towards me. By the way, for every 3 steps forward Satoko took, for some reason I took 3 steps back. Oni-sama, why are you running away?
Sorry, Satoko. For you to approach me with an affectionate smile on your face, I just have to think it's some sort of trap.
That's so mean! Oni-sama, you meanie! Wah!
Sorry, I didn't intend to be so mean.
The weeping Satoko came closer to me.
I'm a sucker for tears.
Click.
Ha! A bear trap?
My leg was being clamped down by some jagged metal teeth. Oh, you fell for it. Now for the next part. Satoko raised her right arm triumphantly, and traps began to trigger one after another. Suddenly, the wall sprang forward, throwing me 3 blocks back. And there I saw a giant metal bat covered in spikes hurtling towards me. On top of that, in the direction the ball would knock me was a giant guillotine. I'm not really sure, but Keiichi-kun, you're not thinking of anything completely ludicrous right now, are you?
Not really. Not at all.
That's a lie. You've got the kind of look in your face that says, I'm gonna be crushed by a giant spiked metal ball. How could my expression convey what I was thinking like that?
Sorry. Imagining a meek and gentle Satoko is impossible right now. I'll try again when I'm in better shape.
Next, I looked over at Rika-chan, who was working diligently on some kanji drills. In contrast to Satoko, her default state was meek and gentle. Rika-chan came at me saying, Oni-sama! I'd hug her. Tightly. I could get used to that. Keiichi-kun, you're drooling.
Ah, sorry. Then how about Rika-chan? Are you saying that her appearance is deceiving as well?
Saying that out loud, I felt a tinge of doubt. Was Rika-chan really all sweet? Despite her appearance, she was really quite sly. Sweetly, how do you put it? Evading things deftly?
I get the feeling that Rika-chan isn't only just sweet. Her appearance is definitely deceiving.
I couldn't put exactly what I was imagining into words, but Rena managed to say what I wanted to. She turned to me with an impish look in her eyes, like she was saying, you shouldn't say something like that. When Rika-chan grows up, I'm sure she'll become an incredibly devilish beauty, with men wrapped all around her little finger. Don't you think that would be cool? Rena said that lightheartedly, but I, as a man, couldn't laugh at that. The scary part about that was that it felt like it could be true. Noticing my gaze, Rika-chan turned towards me and let loose an angelic smile. Both Rena and I, feeling as if that was directed towards us personally, had our hearts skip a beat. Ow! So cute! So cute!
Rena, your nose is bleeding.
Appearances can be deceiving, huh? Well then, what about our dear leader, Mion? I stared at her as she tried to weasel her way out of the scolding by the teacher. By Rena's theory, that unrefined, calculating, conniving Mion also had a side to her that belied appearances.
Then what you're saying is that Mion, despite her appearance, is actually a good person?
Mi-chan is a good person.
Oh well, that is true. What I'm trying to say is...
Yup, I know what you're trying to say, Keiichi-kun. Catching on that I was struggling to express my feelings as words, Rena smiled even more brightly.
Know what?
Mi-chan is mysterious, right? She's a girl, but it's like she's a guy.
That's right. Mion was more than aware she was a girl, but it was exactly as Rena said. When Mion livened up the mood. It wasn't as though she felt like a guy or a girl specifically, but a friend of the same gender. If she were a guy, we'd probably be like two peas in a pod. Although that's the same way it is right now.
But you see, even that Mi-chan is actually really feminine.
Rena, how much did Mion pay you exactly?
That's not true. Jeez, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you know? Rena began to pout. Now probably wasn't the right time to joke around. Mi-chan is the club president, so she's trying hard to lead everybody. But she's really a very cute girl. I really don't want you to forget that Keiichi-kun. Rena's gaze focused off into the distance, beyond where Mion was. That Mion that I met at Angel Mort was unimaginably different compared to the Mion that I normally knew. Flustered and hesitant from the unfamiliar job, it was a far cry from the brash and confident Mion. Even though she had to hurry to work, she went through all the trouble to bring me food when I was on the brink of starvation. And she did so not as Mion, but as Shion. What exactly was Shion to Mion? What kind of person was Mion exactly? Keiichi-kun probably couldn't even begin to imagine. As if to say it was our little secret, Rena held her finger up to her lips as she giggled. Mion, finally free from the teacher's preaching, returned to a seat, cradling her head to hide her embarrassment.
This old man, you see, thinks that grade school is enough for everything you need to study for in life.
Saying that, she plumped down into her seat violently. Yuna was actually really feminine. Right. I wonder if I can meet Shion again. I wanted to talk to her again. But that's the thing though. Even everybody has a feminine and a masculine side to them. Like even the most masculine person that you know can have moments where they express femininity. And so with the same thing with really feminine people too. Everyone has that side to them. It just depends on where they express that, right? The principal waved around the bell that served as the school chime. The teacher rushed back to the blackboard and began to list everybody's homework assignments. Whoa, it looks like there's gonna be a lot of homework today. Gotta buckle down.
Well then, that means even Rena?
Huh? What do you mean?
Appearances can be deceiving. Would that apply to you too?
Huh? Keiichi-kun, how do you see me? How? The Rena Ryuku that I knew sometimes took things too far, but was generally a kind and gentle ideal girl. Really? And that makes me happy, I guess. If she was the opposite of what she seemed, that would make her.
And if you're really the opposite?
Just try saying it. I won't be mad. That's what I felt she meant.
Rena is...
Rena is?
Even if you were the opposite, you'd still be Rena, right?
This question shouldn't have been so nerve-wracking to answer. Maybe it was because the person in question was staring at me, but even saying that took a strange amount of effort. That's no fair, Keiichi-kun. Bothers me when you say it like that. How? Perhaps unable to endure my silence, Rena's face began to burn red with embarrassment.
Rena! Kei-chan! Let's go home!
Mion walked over and started getting ready to go home. What? Mion walked over and started getting ready to go home. Whenever school is over, she really does get noticeably more energetic. It was the same relaxing walk home as always. Digging around my pocket on a whim, I noticed something that should have been there was missing.
What's the matter, Kei-chan?
The key to my
the key to my house I always carry around is gone. Man, where did I lose it? It's fine today since my parents are home, but still, this is bad.
That sure is troublesome. Did you forget it somewhere? Or did you drop it?
Which one is it?
Did I take it with me this morning in the first place?
Huh? Huh?
Hey-chan, did that key have anything that would make it stand out?
Yeah, it's on a keychain. It was a blue fur seal. Something I made for summer homework a long time ago.
Huh. Does it have its eyes shut like it's taking a nap?
Oh, how did you know? Yeah, that's it.
Mion looked away and began to whistle.
See, you went for dinner at Angel Mort a couple days ago, right? That night, the staff found a key, and there was a fur seal keychain attached to it.
As she said that, she suddenly grew flustered and added that Shion had told her about it.
Huh? So I dropped it then.
But aren't you glad they found it? I'm sure they're looking after it for you.
But that's the thing, right? If he had dropped it, then wouldn't Shion, who was delivering the bento, give that to him back?
So that's why I feel that there's a discrepancy. That's why I feel like maybe the person that gave the bento was actually Mion.
That's right, why don't you go? Shion looks the same as me, so you'll know her by sight.
This was a rather unexpected development. Once again, I had no choice but to go and meet with Shion. But I also had to thank her for the bento from yesterday. Besides, taking some time and chatting with this other side of Mion might be interesting. Half-jokingly, I began to think about things like this.
Right. Angel Mort, was it? I'll head over to Shion's restaurant and get my key back. While I'm at it, having a nice spot of tea might not be bad after all.
Ah, you sound like an English gentleman. That totally doesn't suit you, Kei-chan. Is this the restaurant? The one that Mi-chan's little sister is working at?
Yeah, why don't we go together, Rena?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I have plans with my father today. Some other time. Rena seemed pretty disappointed about having to miss such a great opportunity. You said they're twins, but do they really look that much alike? Enough to mistake which is which?
Yeah, they're totally the same. At least on the outside. Unlike Mion. She's well-mannered and really cute too.
In response to my teasing, Mion pouted and began to argue with me. I couldn't help but burst out laughing at Mion's little farce. After all, they weren't just identical. They were the same person.
Were they, Keiichi-kun? Were they?
After going home, I changed my clothes and dug my bike out of the garage. Just thinking that I would be able to meet Shion again gave me a mysterious feeling. Shion, a name for a different kind of Mion. She was a mysterious and ridiculous girl, believing she had fooled everyone like that. Why didn't he invite Mion to go see Shion together? I noticed that I was pedaling along quite happily. Could it be that I was looking forward to meeting Shion? I felt a sense of giddy anticipation, like I was headed towards a new friend's house for the first time. What Rena said about Mion actually being feminine sprang to mind once again. The guilt from spying on another side of Mion. Self-consciousness from being the only one that knew about that side. These feelings mixed together. That was Shion for you. Mion's little twin sister. Until she felt like coming out and admitting she was Mion, it was fine to just call her Shion, right? Mion might just be trying to have some fun by acting out a different persona. What the heck? As I reached the top of the steep hill, the horizon expanded before me. I was almost at the station. The last time I wasn't embarrassed since I was here with Dad. This time I was alone. I was strangely self-conscious about it. Meet Shion, get my key back. That was all this task was supposed to be. If I dawdled around like this, maybe Shion would find me before she headed in for work. Ah, what are you doing, Keiichi Vaivara? You're just here to get your key back, you know? It's not like you're some love-struck schoolboy here to hand over a love letter. The thoughts inside my head were slowly turning into a jumbled mess. I came to the realization that I was downright giddy. That's why. Or just a bit. Just a tiny little bit. I got a little carried away and did something really stupid. I kicked over a parked motorcycle that was blocking the sidewalk. It was in the way, sure, but there was absolutely no need for me to kick it. I definitely think I got too carried away. As the 3 bikes toppled one after another like dominoes, the loud noise they caused snapped me back to my senses. Oh shit. What voice should I do for this guy? The hell do you think you're doing? The owners of those 3 bikes were right there. They looked exactly like what you'd call thugs up to no good. They lifted their heads up in an imposing manner and yelled angrily in a way I have never heard before. The 3 of them beelined towards me, the worn-down heels of their thin-soled shoes slapping noisily against the pavement. I could only stare listlessly, as if I were watching some far-off event that didn't concern me at all. By the time I realized it, I had been grabbed by the collar and lifted onto my tiptoes.
Don't be playing dumb! You knocked him over, didn't ya? Ha!
The 3 thugs were completely ignoring the rules of grammar, but the way they spoke was enough to make me tremble. Just like that, my composure drained away. My legs buckled, and my throat grew dry enough to crack.
I'm sorry. You accident my ass. You kicked your dad, you dumbass.
I was completely at fault, so there was nothing I could say in my defense. As a result, I was pulled even higher.
The hell, man? The bag's all scuffed. You brat. What put your bag in there? This the Dagobah fault.
The 3 of them continued to yell at me. I had no idea what each of them were saying. Getting further enraged that I was only listening while dumbstruck, they grabbed an empty plastic crate from a nearby store and began to smash it repeatedly against the telephone pole. Cracks formed in the crate, plastic shards flying everywhere. They then slammed it full force into the shuttered storefront. Oh no! The shutter let out a frighteningly loud noise. Still not satisfied, they flipped over a case of empty cans, scattering its contents all over the place. This was not normal. It was something you saw often on a television or a manga, but I never thought seeing it in person would be this terrifying. I became painfully aware that the safety of civilized society was only being held up by a frail concept as morals. My knees clattered together noisily. Static began to pepper my vision. This is what you call absolute terror. There was nothing I could do to stop this frightening spectacle of violence. I could only pray for help. The fear I felt was just too much. Would somebody help me? My gaze floundered around the surrounding area. I was surrounded by these 3 hoodlums. No way would there be a passerby brave enough to intervene. Maybe this is what you call reaping what you sow. If I were a passerby, there would be no doubt that I had ignored what was going on. So this was somewhat a cosmic retribution.
Fucking say something! I'm fucking stabber!
Angry yelling loud enough to rattle my eardrums spewed forth right in front of my face. My waning consciousness was forcefully dragged back to the forefront. Thug had cocked back his free hand and twisted his body, when suddenly a metallic taste filtered through the back of my throat. A chill ran down my spine like a jolt of electricity. Seeing what was going to happen next, I squeezed my eyes shut as tightly as possible and gripped my teeth. You're making quite the racket, you stupid pieces of trash. Get out of my sight. That voice was a short distance away. Still holding my collar, the 3 thugs spun around to look behind them. Whoa.
What you say?
Standing there was Mion. She stood there displaying an imposing stature that I've never seen before. She didn't have the same look on her face as she did when we were playing around during club. Those were the eyes that would instill fear in anyone who looked upon them. The eyes of a raptor. They were the epitome of terror. At the same time, they were the most reassuring things in the world. I'll only say this one more time. Let go of Kei-chan and get lost. Mion, without an ounce of fear, laid down her ultimatum. Of course, there was no way those three wouldn't go absolutely berserk. The situation instantly turned explosively dangerous.
I'll fucking bash! I'll fucking bash your head in!
Stop it, Mion! These guys are like rabid dogs! No amount of bluffing will work. Mion, it's dangerous, so... I knew what I was saying was pathetic, but I couldn't let Mion get involved in this. No matter how you looked at it, Mion was only bluffing. Did Mion even know the meaning of the word bluff? However, the reason behind everything soon became apparent. They were slowly increasing in number, little by little. At first, it was only businessmen on their way home stopping to take a look. Then it was housewives in the middle of shopping taking a gander. Next, what seemed like an owner of some store showed up. And it was pretty clear he wasn't just looking. Around Mion, there was already about 7 people gathered. It felt different than people coming out to support a friend. If I had to say why, it was because the group that gathered was diverse in age and gender. The 3 thugs seemed to slowly realize there was something strange about the situation.
Who the hell are these guys?
Behind them, at some point, 4 more people of differing clothings and ages had gathered. A girl who looked to be in middle school, a man wearing a bakery apron, an old lady in a house cleaning smock. More and more people of various ages. Their gazes, comparable to Mion's, were of hostility, of intimidation. Before I realized, over 10 people had formed a ring around us. That moment, 5 elementary schoolers ran in and joined the circle. There were some familiar faces, some of our classmates. Then these people were residents of Hinamizawa. More and more people from Hinamizawa gathered around. In obvious contrast, the residents of Okinomiya were passing by as quickly as possible.
The fuck are you guys? Go the fuck away!
The group surrounding us had suddenly swelled to around 20 people. Completely encircled, the faces of the thugs began to show the first signs of panic. Nobody spoke a word, Mion included. That made everything completely unnatural, depending on which side you were on, completely terrifying. Only the thugs' voices echoed like they were screaming. Somebody took a step forward, closing the gap between them. As they did, everybody else took a step forward, shrinking the circle. The hoodlums went pale as they were pushed together back to back, while still yelling angrily. They were trying to string together vulgarities, but for some reason, it sounded like they were crying out for help.
Alright, what's going on here? What's going on?
It was sudden. A solidly built officer cut his way through the crowd. At some point, 2 police cars had arrived. Some passerby had undoubtedly called for them. Several burly officers appeared from inside the second vehicle. Oh, officer, good timing. There you go, the extortionists. Caught red-handed. Please arrest them.
The fuck? This brat's the one of the bad around here!
Mion, returning to her usual self, was nonchalantly pointing out the hoodlums to the police. Of course, the thugs were furious. Oh. But, now that it has come to this, there was nothing they could do. It was their loss.
Okay, come over here for a sec. Come on already.
The officers handcuffed the thugs and dragged them towards the patrol cars.
The fuck? Let me go! Where are the victims here? Are you listening? Damn it!
No matter how much of a ruckus they caused, the officers paid no heed. In the blink of an eye, they were crammed inside the 2 vehicles. They could still be heard yelling while inside the police cars, but what they were saying was no longer unintelligible.
Are you alright? Are you injured?
It was probably a detective. The man leading the police peered at my face.
No, not really. No. Well, that's a bit of a silver lining then. Well then, have a good year.
The portly man, after taking a quick look around, addressed the crowd.
Thank you, citizens, for your timely report. Thanks to your efforts, we were able to keep the peace today. It's a wonderful thing.
Thank you for your hard work, Detective Oishi. As a citizen, I thank you for your daily efforts. It's an honor for a detective from the 1st Division to come out all this way. The way Shion talked didn't have a very pleasant tone.
It was a coincidence. I happened to hear the call over the radio on my way back from the prefectural office. I just made a little detour.
Please keep up the good work. I pray for success in your future endeavors.
Ah, shucks. It's a good thing there were no injuries, though. Oishi-san, we're done here. Let's go. Well then, have a good year. I'm sorry, could you make way?
The detective named Oishi, after jovially making pleasantries, lumbered over to the waiting police car. It quickly set off, disappearing down the city street. It was over so quickly. So quickly, I was dumbstruck. I didn't even get to ask the officer what was going on. It was like they came here quickly to disperse the mob before any trouble could start. After making sure the police cars had left, Mion snapped her fingers sharply. Alright, that's a wrap. And don't come back! That was a signal. The tension melted away in an instant as everybody began smiling. A middle-aged man helped me up.
Are you okay, young Maebara? Next time, pick your fights a bit better.
It's not like I wanted to fight. Are you hurt anywhere? If you hit your head, it would be a good idea to get an x-ray taken. An older lady I didn't know the name of was concerned about my injury. You were lucky this happened right in front of the station when it was busy. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to gather as many people. Next time, be more careful. City kids these days are pretty unruly. Honestly. I was even worried by the old lady in the smock. As she had finished applauding the dispersing group for their efforts, she strode over to me. Well, you're pretty good, Kei-chan. But I also think you should be more careful about who you pick a fight with. Thanks, Mion. You saved my bacon there. Like I said, I'm Shion. She made a troubled expression as she turned her gaze downward, blushing in embarrassment. I heard from my sister that first seal keychain was yours, Kei-chan. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was just heading to the restaurant. And you ended up feeling so excited that you got mixed up in something weird. Now it was my turn for my face to go red. I didn't want to admit that she was spot on.
Well, I was just unlucky. But you really saved me, Shion.
You don't have to thank me. So, if you see somebody else getting bullied, help them out, okay? We value that kind of thing very highly here. I was well versed in that sense of camaraderie. But the way that I was rescued just now, something seemed a little off about that. While I was being helped out, it was honestly to an almost disturbing degree. You're coming to the restaurant, right? You must be tired, so why don't you relax for a bit? My treat. Seems that she caught the glimmer of suspicion in my eyes. Without waiting for an answer, Shion began walking. Is this Shion? Or is this Mio? Now I can't tell who this one is. After cooling off a bit inside the restaurant, little by little, I realized I was still on edge. There were spots here and there on my body that hurt. Probably because I had been so stiff with nervousness. Shion, who had changed into her uniform, brought over 2 glasses of iced coffee. Here you go, iced coffee on the house. Just bring this coupon with you to the register and it'll be no charge. My patheticness really knew no bounds, but since she went through the trouble, I might as well take her up on the offer. Even though it had started out on such a lovely day, I had to get carried away. And do that stupid thing. I had completely ruined it.
But really, you saved my hide there. I've really come to see you as reliable.
Even I was scared. But Kei-chan was in trouble, so I had to be brave and do my best. While a little embarrassed by what she had said, Shion made a show of folding her arms boldly.
Shion, really thank you.
I was thanking Shion, but really I wanted to thank Mion. Mion, really thank you. Now, cheer up a little. If you feel indebted, then when you have the chance, you should help somebody in need. Like for example, if I'm ever in trouble, please come and save me. Yeah, of course, it's a promise. You absolutely have to. Taking advantage of my words, she seemed happy about my promise. So if I'm ever in trouble, Kei-chan will come and save me. I hope trouble comes soon. You finally smiled. As she smiled herself, she said as she smiled herself, poking me in the cheek. A downtrodden Kei-chan is as good as an imposter. Come on, smile, smile. That tickles. Stop. Thanks to Shion's meddling, I finally cheered up a little. All the muscles in my body that had stiffened because of the incident finally began to relax a little. When you're in a better mood, don't you get a little hungry? I'm kind of hungry, so I want to eat some pancakes or something. Do you want some too, Kei-chan? I wanted to show a little restraint, but restraint really wasn't my thing. That's why I replied without any.
You're good, right? I'm pretty picky when it comes to pancakes.
Don't worry, our pancakes have a pretty good reputation. Shion ordered some pancakes from a nearby waitress. An employee ordering from another employee seems kind of weird.
Hey, speaking of that, weren't you in the middle of a shift? You've just been slacking off while talking to me.
I told my uncle that you saved me when I was surrounded by hoodlums, so he's rewarding you. So I have the manager's permission.
That's exactly the opposite of what happened. Is that alright?
It's perfectly fine. By the time the pancakes arrived, we had entered into a relaxed conversation. As the 2 of us ate pancakes, we livened the mood with some chit-chat about what was on TV, celebrities, that kind of thing. Hobbies, food, really nothing more than idle chit-chat. Talking together like this, I once again became cautious of Shion being a girl. Hey, now that's funny talk, Keiichi Maebara. Shion and Mion are the same person. If there was anything different about them, it was only whether or not Mion admitted she was Mion. But given that, how come our conversation was this different? You're not the same person! Kei-chan, you don't think of my sister as a girl, do you?
That's not true. If she were a guy, I'd punch the living daylights out of her.
I think the reason you guys get along so well is because you have that kind of platonic relationship. That's a pretty rare and enviable thing to have, don't you think?
I don't get what you're saying, but it really would be a waste to treat her like a girl.
Hey, Kei-chan, that's sexist. Hearing the word sexist was cause for introspection. What was I prejudiced against Mion and Shion for? Mion was Mion. She was the best friend a guy could have, no reservations, and head and shoulders above me when it came to club activities. If I had met her 5 years earlier, my life would have been probably a lot more fun. Of this, I had no doubt. Then what about Shion? She was Mion's little sister, and it hadn't even been 3 days since we met. Her relationship was much more distant, as the only thing we had in common was that I knew her sister, and yet you guys are hitting it off. And for Shion, it was the same. I was somebody she met 3 days ago only because I was a friend of her sister's. The difference between Mion and Shion? Friendliness? Familiarity? Playing around with those unclear thoughts for a while, I had stopped listening to Shion. Hypothetically, okay? Are you listening? Sorry, yeah, I'm listening. This is just a hypothetical question, okay? Both me and my sister are in trouble, okay? We're dangling off the side of a cliff. Which one of us do you save? You can only save one. She wasn't saying it to tease me, but had a playful tone behind her voice. That's not a nice question. I want to save you both. But I can't do that, right? Right. You can only save either Shion or Mion. Who do you save? If it were Mion, I don't think she'd be in that situation in the first place, as it's something she could easily get herself out of. But what about the normal, frail Shion? I guess I'd have no choice. It's not my sister, right? If Mion and Shion were different people, I suppose it would come to that. I couldn't confirm nor deny it. She should have been smiling, but her gaze was locked firmly to mine. In other words, that's it, isn't it? My sister is... Huh. Sorry, I messed up what I was trying to say. Shion was trying to talk in a light-hearted manner, but I felt there was something more behind her words. Was Mion trying to tell me something through Shion? Not being able to put a finger on exactly what it was vexing... Not being able to put a finger on what exactly it was vexing. Shion, to hide her embarrassment, turned the conversation around. More importantly, just now, were you surprised when everybody kept on showing up? Of course I was. If I was Rena or Satoko, that would have been one thing. Or if it were Rena or Satoko. But for all those people, young and old together, you were all from Hinamizawa, right? Yeah, that's right. Everybody in Hinamizawa is pretty close-knit. An enemy of one is the enemy of all. Nobody is going to look on from the sidelines. They're a pretty reliable group of residents. If somebody is being picked on, then everybody unites to get rid of the bully. It kinda sounds like the Mafia, or the Yakuza's brand of unity. You shouldn't say something like that. It's something you should be thankful for. You were saved by that unity, weren't you? Never forget to show your appreciation. Is this Mion? I half-heartedly agreed. I knew full well I should be appreciative. This might actually be Mion or something. Everybody really is close-knit, aren't they? Maybe it's because of tradition? Hinamizawa has been in danger of becoming a ghost town on several occasions. There's been a history of villagers uniting together each time to fight for village's continued existence. For example, Kei-chan, did you know about the Hinamizawa Dam project? This is Shion. Hinamizawa Dam project? Let's see, I feel like I heard somebody talk about it before. About 10 years ago, there was a sudden proposal to build a dam here, which would have submerged Hinamizawa underwater. Oh, that story. I think I heard my dad talk about that. But I'm pretty sure that plan was cancelled, right? We made them cancel it. Everybody banded together. So that was a well-earned victory. It sounded pretty much like the story I heard. The protests intensified to the point where it was featured in newspaper and magazines. As a result, the plan was suspended. The whole story with the dam apparently started before I was born. At first, the proposal was only for exploratory purposes, or a small dam to control erosion. But then the cat was let out of the bag, and now that cat is on my desk. Are you guys hungry? 7654. Oh, you know what? Let me go and feed my cats. I'll be right back, everyone. Hello. I am back. What's your cat's name? I call the both of them Miss Meow Meow. I have the older one, and I have the younger one. It's a bit confusing, but yeah, they're Miss Meow Meows. Anyway, tadaima. If it were completed, it would have been the biggest dam in Japan. Not just Hinamizawa, but several villages upstream would have been submerged as well. The protest immediately began. Petitions to cancel or relocate the project was drafted and submitted to the Diet. They even went so far as to the Ministry of Construction in Tokyo to hand over a direct appeal to the minister. The previous landowner sued the government, stating there were inconsistencies in the purchase agreement and the transaction should be nullified. Owners of yet unacquired land split their properties, increasing the number of landowners in order to stifle the project. It was all very precious when the land acquisition was still about money. Eventually, they started relying on eminent domain in order to seize land. It started at that point. The riot police began to get violent.
Riot police? You mean the police? Why would they act violent?
They punched. They kicked. There was a time I was hit. Right around here, I think. My skin split open and a whole lot of blood came out. A whole lot of blood spilled out. Saying that, Shion indicated her temple by poking at it.
What happened to the police?
Filing a complaint against the riot police for police brutality would seem kind of strange for some reason. Naturally, they wouldn't pay heed to something like that. You wouldn't be able to establish proof on who exactly hit you, and they could justify their actions by saying you were interfering with police duties. My nana went off like a firework. After that, it was amazing. Like a full-scale war. We weren't just going to sit by and idly file complaints. We went on the offensive. First, in order to call attention to the government, they filed a temporary injunction in court. Then, in order to gain public support, they called on prominent scientists to state that Hinamizawa was a valuable nature preserve. They pressured the prefectural and municipal assemblies, saying that the prefectural governor ignored his constituents when he approved the project and demanded his resignation. They completely and thoroughly denounced him. Naturally, in Hinamizawa, a ferocious conflict worthy of being called the Dam War began. In order to suppress the police brutality, they coordinated with the network channels and exposed the violence of the riot squad members to the public. On top of that, they put together a special expose themed around the government repressing the citizens and aired it nationally. It worked wonders. Following that, the SWAT teams had their hands cuffed. Day after day, the petitions and demonstrations continued. Propaganda was used to help garner support. The circle of support gradually expanded outwards from Hinamizawa. Either that bore fruit, or the government finally decided against it. It was announced that the dam project was indefinitely suspended just a few years ago. We did everything we could. The entire village banded together and fought. At that time we were desperate, but now that it's over, it's actually become a pretty good memory. The villagers' feelings of solidarity and unity still haven't faded. Shion said that as she focused off into the distance. I felt that those eyes weren't filled with anguish, but rather a sense of pride. That kind of solidarity is pretty nice. You don't see it too often, bridging the generation gap and unifying the region. I think so too. The dam project was a trial. I think that just the fact that we were able to overcome it is huge. The fear I was feeling until just now gradually began to fade. When people began to show up one after another, I was engaged with those thugs. I thought it was frightening, but now I felt from the bottom of my heart that I had been rude. The villagers prepared to defend their homeland to the death, the sense of solidarity that fostered. It might seem impudent to say this, but I was a little jealous. If I had been in Hinamizawa when the protest against the dam was going on, I might have been able to share in that sense of solidarity. Hey-chan, you weren't here at the time, so I don't think you can fully fool the solidarity in the village, but everybody shares it, thoroughly. Even with somebody who just moved here, just like you, Kei-chan. She couldn't have been more right. So many people got together to help me out when I just moved here. Even though they were strangers whose names I didn't even know. A hot feeling began welling up inside of me. When I lived in the city, I didn't even know my own neighbors. I thought that was natural. But here, that was an absurd and pathetic thing. Even though I thought of them as strangers, all the other villagers viewed me as a comrade. Happiness and warmth. I was acutely aware of those feelings as they gradually welled up inside of me. Sonozaki-san! The manager wants you to work the floor! A more senior waitress waved her hand and called out to Shion. It seemed like it was time for work. Okay, I'm coming. Sorry. Looks like I have to get to work now. It's fine. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun. Whoa, are you going home? Yeah. My mom gets fussy when I'm not home by dinner time. It seemed that Shion wanted to say something but swallowed her words. Like we hadn't talked enough, that kind of feeling. Looking at that expression, I regretted saying something that had disappointed Mion like that. I was about to say that I could stay for a little bit longer, and Shion got up from her seat. Here, if you could use the coupon, it should cover the pancakes as well. Saying that, she showed me a coupon booklet as she tore out a few sheets and handed them to me. Convenient, isn't it? It's a perk I get on top of my salary. It's okay, I can pay for the pancakes myself. Hey, being so reserved doesn't fit you, Kei-chan. If I were my sister, you would have gladly let me pay for it. She said as she laughed, gently stopping me from opening my wallet. Being told so with such an encouraging smile really resounded with me. Sonozaki-san! Sorry, could you please take care of the register? Yes, right away! Later, today was fun. Saying that, Shion smiled one more time at me. Oh, Mion! Thanks a lot for today, I owe you one. If you really think that, then return the favor. I'm looking forward to it. After I said it, I realized I mistakenly called her Mion. I didn't know if she realized it or not. What's going on? Okay, and with that, unfortunately, I am gonna have to call it here because my throat is giving out. But that was a lot of fun. We got to hear more about the lore of Hinamizawa. We got to hear more about the lore of Hinamizawa. And Mion or Shion's perspective of it. I'm like scratching my head. I'm not really sure who is who, but regardless, we got to hear more on Hinamizawa. I feel like that's not... One part of me feels like that's not Mion. Because the Mion from the last arc, she was like really adamant about not letting Keiichi know about anything. But this Mion doesn't mind telling Keiichi everything, so I think that this might be Shion. But then sometimes the way that she acts is like really weird too. So I don't know. I'm getting confused. But hopefully when we get to the answer arc, it will let us know. But again, thank you guys so much for coming by. I'm gonna go take care of my voice now. Oh, it's a Lulu. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Am I streaming tomorrow? Let me double check. That was a lot of fun, right, guys? I'm doing a stream at 3 p.m. Pacific, but I don't think I'll be doing Tomodachi Live. So we'll probably swap out a different game. Alright, with that, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, it's a little everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.